Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Abby Glassenberg and I'm here with Craft Industry Alliance for our weekly member spotlight where we have the opportunity to drop in with one of our members, learn all about what they're working on, get an example of some of their products or services, and essentially just learn about their business journey. So today we're going to be greeting Tanja Osswald. Tanja is a crochet designer. I actually don't know if I've talked to a crochet designer. Maybe I have since I started doing these member spotlights. But she has really beautiful crochet designs. Unfortunately, my tripod today keeps popping off my phone. Let me just put it back up here. Okay, there we go. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that my tripod behaves itself today. So I see Tanja is here. So I'm just going to see if I can, Tanja, if you want to request to join, please do. And so yeah, Tanja makes really beautiful and very sophisticated crochet designs. I'm a beginner crocheter, so I'm excited to see some of the things that she's making and designing and hear more about her journey. Just to give you a little update on what is happening here at Craft Industry Alliance, we are launching our mastermind programs today. So we talked about it a little bit yesterday here on IGTV Live, but a mastermind group is a small group of makers that you meet with every other week. Okay, I'm just gonna hold my phone because it does keep popping off of my tripod. And yeah, so if you are interested in being part of a mastermind group, I encourage you to sign up. Okay, I see Tanja is here, so I'm gonna, and hopefully she'll be joining us in just a second. And I'm going to hold my phone because my poor tripod, I don't know what's going on with it, but I feel like it's broken. Tanja, how are you?
Hi. Oops. So my phone is a bit strange. Do you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Tanja, where are you located in the world?
In Germany, so we have evening here, so lighting is not very bad.
Right. It's early evening there. Okay. And I'm in Boston in the US. So nice to meet you. I'm excited to learn more about your crochet designing. So I wondered if you might sort of give us a little background on how you learned how to crochet and how you became a crochet designer.
Well, I learned how to crochet as a kid. I think I was 6 years old when I asked my mother to teach me how to knit, and then she said, "No, start with crochet. It's easier. It's just one thing to handle." And then I think I forgot about knitting for 6 or 10 years or something like that. Um, and I had some little dolls, which I made clothes for. And I always worked very freestyle. And then there were rarely any books on softies or so, or things that were interesting for children to have in Germany. And then in my teens, I had a break crafting, or especially me actually when I started studying mathematics. Yeah, when I went to university.
Uh-huh.
I'm a mathematician.
You're a math.
And then I
Okay.
again in 2002, I think. And then first books on softies started, and then the amigurumi came over
Right.
later. So I just had to design to make something I wanted to have. And much later, I discovered slip stitches. Well, I knew them, of course. It's these tiny stitches where you just draw through the loop. But I discovered that they are really, really stretchy and work very well for clothing and stuff. And this was a myth I had. And yeah, I was on Flickr then. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
totally. I was on Flickr back in the day. Absolutely.
Yeah. And friends, they always said, "Oh, you're doing so unusual things." And I thought, "Oh, well, I'm doing the straightforward thing. I have a problem, I have a solution." Um, but I think in 2011, I published my first book
Oh, wow.
on slip stitch crochet. It was, and a couple of years later, there was this month when I had already published patterns on Ravelry, and they had this feature of highlighting a project or a pattern. And then 1 month it was mine, and I sold, or I had more income there than from my university job.
Oh, wow.
Oh, maybe this is something that need not be a hobby forever,
Right,
and I could
right.
just make a living. And then in 2014, I decided to become a full-time designer.
Okay, so you were at a university working in the math department.
Oh no, I changed. I always wanted to study logic, so I first made my degree in math, and then I actually studied logic. That was not possible in Germany, so I went to Amsterdam for a year.
Okay.
So I made a master in logic there, and then I ended up in the linguistics department
Okay.
in Germany doing some, yeah, it was mathy. um, but I was not too happy there. I felt like I didn't contribute too much interesting stuff there.
Okay, so this was a more satisfying path to
Yeah.
do crochet.
And I felt drawn to doing art.
Yeah, totally. All right, so
So it's
do you have
much more.
do you have some samples of some? I saw you showed the slip stitch and the sort of stretchy fabric that it creates, but I'd love to see some other examples of some of your designs.
I have, yeah, one, as I always do, unusual thing. One thing I did was invent a way to make cables horizontally. Oh, I think this is a bad example because it's all black, but I have somewhere there. Oh, yeah, here they are. They're red. So with slip stitches, you kind of work to a right angle to the knitting direction. So if I wanted to have cables that look the normal way, I have to turn them around. And so I invented a way to do that.
To make cables with crochet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
and with slip stitches, they look especially cute, but you can do that in knitting too, or in other crochet stitches. And let's see. And what I always love is to work with different textures. Like this is from Mulberry Cottage Yarns. She's a hand dyer.
okay.
And she, oh, can you see it? Or is it too dark?
It's a little dark, yeah.
Yeah. she dyed some sock yarn and some mohair yarn in the same colorway. So it's very thin and very thick, or normal yarn, say. And so I made an overlay crochet cable with this one.
Wow. Yeah, I can see the cables. Oh, yes. There you go.
Better.
Wow, the fabric is so like almost translucent.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used
beautiful.
that one for that part. And other things you can do is like with hand dyed yarn. I always love when the colors stay together like they were in the scheme.
Oh, yeah.
So this is from Colorful Creativity yarn. It was something with rainbow in the title, and I just wanted to keep the rainbow together. And yes, you can do very sturdy things like and stretchy, like yeah, this is for a sweater that has to grow along a bit for my daughter.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing. It doesn't, so that's in crochet, but it really looks like it's knit.
Yeah. And yeah, just yesterday we were out and about, and a lady, and she was wearing this hat. And I then made it myself and knitted it myself. And I said, oh, it's crochet. And then she looked at me like I was too stupid to know my own
You don't know
stuff.
the difference. And you're like, no, really, it is.
But she wanted to pay me a compliment, but I think he was so put off by my mixing up
That's
crochet.
so funny. But I can understand her confusion because the fabric of crochet often has almost like a, I don't know, like a bumpy texture or something like that. And the fabric of knitting is much smoother, and this really has that smooth look.
Yeah, but if you, oh, let's take the collar I'm wearing. I don't know if you can see it here. Maybe we can hold a light part in there. That's Tunisian crochet. It's also very, very smooth. It's just a simple stitch.
So beautiful.
And it's silk. Yes, it still has wonderfully.
So
I have a coat.
What would you say is your best-selling pattern? Like, what has been the most popular of your patterns over time?
It's called Comet.
Okay.
It's don't have it here to show you. So these are the elementary mitts, but they're kind of so these have one cabling, and the comets have several that go smaller and smaller.
Okay, so
There,
it's like
the
a knit.
the photo. Yeah, and actually it was Comet who, which made me think I might do
That
this
was
as
the one
for a
that
living.
Ravelry featured that made you realize, oh, wait a minute, this could actually become my
Yeah,
business.
it never crossed my mind before because I thought, oh, it's a hobby thing.
Right.
It's just people who have too much time do. And yeah, and you can do those very lazy stuff with slip stitches, or really thick bomb like this one.
Yeah.
That's for a magazine publication. It's just really, really nice.
It looks
and warm
really warm.
and keeps you.
Yeah.
uh,
So it sounds like you design patterns that you self-publish on Ravelry. It sounds like you design patterns for publications, and you mentioned that you have written a book at least. I guess maybe if you can describe some of your like different sources of income, because I think it's pretty hard to make it just selling self-published patterns on Ravelry as your sole source of income. So it's always interesting to hear like how people put it together to make it into a viable business.
yeah, by now I've wrote, I think, 7 books.
You've written 7 books. Okay. All right. So you have royalties coming in from 7 books.
It depends. It was widely different. One book sold very well.
Totally.
It was a couple of
You never know with books, right?
And others don't sell that well.
Yep.
It's the self-published one because there's this marketing machine is missing that the publisher has. But it does sell, so it's just a trickling of income, let's say.
Right. Okay.
And with self-published books and with my last publisher as well, I had the rights to publish all the patterns online as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was not just for the publisher or for the book, but just to publish independently as well.
That's great.
Because so far all my books are in German.
Okay.
And I always thought, well, they're asking me, well, where's the English translation? And they could say, well, maybe my publisher will find someone who gets it translated. And my books got translated to Russian and Spanish, and I think one was even in French, but never to English.
Oh, okay.
So, but now I have the rights back for my first books too.
That's great.
And my plan this year is to publish them. But for your question about streams of income, so I really want to do designing as my main focus of my work.
Okay.
So I don't have a yarn store or anything like that, because it would just eat all my time, and then I'll have a yarn store and maybe design sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm on several platforms selling my patterns, not just Ravelry. I have my own Payhip store as well, and My Patterns, that's the German site, and on Lovecrafts. They helped out Ravelry when this VAT issue was a couple of years ago. And I have to reformat a lot of patterns to go to Pattern Crazy, and I still have to work on that. And then I really love to teach as well.
Okay, yeah.
Which has been about zero the last 2 years.
Of course.
But I'm still hoping in 10 days there will be, well, we announced the workshop, and now we see whether we're allowed to.
Right, to do it in person. Yeah, right. So that combination of publishing in different ways and then teaching allows you to really focus on your greatest love, which is designing, versus, getting into selling products or something like that, where you're going to be spending a lot of time shipping, packing, and probably in front of the computer as well, which is always a struggle to get off of the computer and, make sure you have time for creative expression every day. So yeah, that's great. So what's coming up? Do you have any new patterns in the works, or what's coming up next for you?
Oh, the real next one will be this one, because I'm working on it now. I had a friend ask to have a pattern. It's a little lobby for a friend who's becoming grandma for the first time.
Love it.
So she needed some cheering up, and I said, I will do the cat.
That is so
It's going to be the cat. once there's a face, you will see it.
Yeah, no, but it's so cute. So is the bottom is like a little blankie and then the top is a head.
Yeah,
That's so
it's
adorable.
called,
I love it.
here in German, but I think there's no real name in English for it. Sometimes it's called
A
Lavi.
lovey,
But
yeah. I sell them too. They're behind me somewhere, but it's the sewing version of them in fleece. But they're actually my best-selling pattern. So you never know. That could become a bestseller. In my experience, people really love to make things for different like life events, you know, and having a baby is a huge one that kind of brings people back to crafting, maybe something, a skill they learned when they were a kid and had set aside, and then suddenly somebody's going to have a baby and they're like, oh, I really want to make X, Y, and Z, and then they kind of get back into it. That seems like a pretty common story. So sometimes that lovey is the way back into crafting for people, you know? So that's awesome. Yeah, totally. All right, Tanja, tell us where people can go to find you. You have your own shop. So where can people go to find you if they would love to check out your very unique and sophisticated patterns for crochet?
Well, they can sign up for my newsletter or go to my Instagram account. And I'm on Ravelry and on Lovecrafts, my patterns. I have a website too, but it's in how do you call it? I'm working over it, so it's not online right now.
Okay.
But it will be in a few weeks again.
Cool. And it's Tanja Osswald, so people can check you out. That's great. Thank you so much for joining me for this member spotlight. It was great talking to you. I'm so glad you're a Craft Industry Alliance member, and I love learning about your work.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take care. Have a good evening in Germany.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.